In the frost-kissed hills of Fayetteville, West Virginia, where coal mines whispered secrets and families clung to holiday warmth, Christmas Eve 1945 promised joy for the Sodder clan. George and Jennie Sodder, Italian immigrants who built a life from trucking and hard work, tucked in their 9 children at home that night, their eldest son Joe away in the army. Laughter echoed through their 2-story house as stockings hung and dreams of Santa danced. But by 1 a.m., flames devoured the home, and 5 children vanished without a trace. No screams, no bones in the ashes, just an empty void that birthed one of America's most enduring mysteries. Did Maurice, Martha, Louis, Jennie, and Betty perish in the inferno? Or did they escape alive, spirited away into the night? As we unravel this vanishing act with whispers of 2025 documentaries stirring old embers, you'll wonder, was it arson, abduction, or something sinister tied to George's past? Hold on, the clues might rewrite holiday horror. George Sodder, born Giorgio Soddu in Sardinia, Italy in 1915, fled to America at 13, anglicizing his name and rising from railroad laborer to prosperous trucker. He married Jennie Cipriani, also Italian, and they settled in Fayetteville, a tight-knit community of 2,000 near the Ring-New River Gorge. By 1945, their brood numbered 10. John, 23, Marion, 17, George Jr., 16, Maurice, 14, Martha, 12, Louis, 9, Jennie Jr., 8, Betty, 5, Sylvia, 2, and Joe, 21, in service. The family was close, Catholic, and community-oriented. George known for his outspoken views against Mussolini, earning enemies among local Italians who supported the fascist regime. Whispers of threats preceded the fire. A man offering life insurance warned, "Your house will burn and your children will be destroyed." Another stranger eyed the fuse box, predicting trouble. George brushed it off, but unease lingered. That Christmas Eve, festivities wrapped early. The older kids, John, Marion, George Jr., stayed up late. Around 12:30 a.m., the phone rang twice. First, a wrong number with eerie laughter. Second, silence. Marion answered, noting the lights still on, a sign someone was awake downstairs. Jennie, roused by thumps on the roof like pineapples rolling, smelled smoke and screamed fire. Chaos erupted. George smashed a window to escape with Jennie, Marion, John, George Jr., and toddler Sylvia. But the 5 middle children, Maurice, Martha, Louis, Jennie, and Betty, were trapped upstairs. George tried to rescue them. He yelled for John and George Jr. to fetch the ladder from his trucks. Gone. Stolen. His coal trucks, usually reliable, wouldn't start, later found with tampered wires. He attempted to climb the house, barefoot in the snow, but slipped. Neighbors called the fire department, but Chief F.J. Maurice arrived hours late, at 8 a.m., despite being 2.5 miles away. Phone lines were cut, not burned. The blaze raged for 45 minutes, reducing the home to rubble by dawn. Christmas morning brought horror. No bodies in the basement ashes where the children should have fallen. A hasty search by Maurice declared them cremated, despite the fire's low heat. Household fires rarely exceed 1,500 degrees Fahrenheit, insufficient to vaporize bones. Experts later noted, even at Hiroshima, skeletons remained. Death certificates issued within days listed fire or suffocation. But George, heartbroken, bulldozed the site days later to create a memorial garden, unknowingly potentially burying evidence. Doubts snowballed. A bus driver reported seeing balls of fire thrown at the roof. Witnesses claimed spotting the children in a car speeding away during the blaze. The phone company confirmed the line was cut 14 feet up a pole, not from fire. The missing ladder turned up in a ravine weeks later, stolen from the property, and those trucks sabotaged. George hired private investigator C.C. Tinsley, who uncovered Chief Maurice admitting to burying cow organs in the rubble to satisfy the family, though Maurice denied it later. A local minister claimed the children were taken to Italy by mafia ties, punishing George's anti-Mussolini stance. The Sodders, refusing to believe their kids dead, plastered billboards along routes 19 and 21. What was the fate of our children, with photos and a $10,000 reward? Sightings poured in. In 1946, a woman in Charleston claimed seeing the children with two Italian men and women at a hotel. Another in St. Louis spotted them months after. In 1949, a missionary in Florida recognized Betty from posters. George chased leads nationwide to New York, Texas, even Mexico, spending his fortune. In 1968, an envelope postmarked Kentucky arrived at the Sodders' new home, no return address, containing a photo of a young man resembling Louis, aged up. On the back, Louis Sodder, I love brother Frankie, a lil boys, A90132 or 35. Cryptic, perhaps a code linking to Italian addresses or mafia. George sent investigators to a Kentucky orphanage, but no trace. The family analyzed it endlessly. Jennie kept it under her pillow until her death. Theories proliferated. Official line, accidental fire from faulty wiring, children incinerated. But a 1945 Christmas tree with electric lights was blamed initially, contradicted by survivors saying lights stayed on post-fire start, pointing to roof origin. Arson? A life insurance salesman who threatened George was arrested for unrelated theft but had an alibi. Abduction? Motive: George's politics. Sicilian connections allegedly kidnapped them for ransom or revenge, or to re-educate them in Italy. Some speculate human trafficking in the post-war chaos, or faked death. Did the older siblings know more? John initially said he tried to wake them, but later recanted. The Sodders fought for justice. In 1949, they excavated the site with help from a Washington pathologist, finding vertebrae dismissed as not human or too old for the kids. No further digs. Appeals to the FBI were rebuffed by J. Edgar Hoover, citing no federal crime. Governor Okie Pattison promised a probe but delivered nothing. The billboard stood until Jennie's death in 1989, George having passed in 1969. Sylvia, the youngest survivor, maintained the search until her death in 2021, passing the torch to granddaughter Mary Ann Sodder Crowder. As of December 2025, the mystery endures. A November 2025 podcast episode on Unsolved Appalachia revisited the case with AI-enhanced analysis of the 1968 photo, suggesting facial recognition matches to Louis at 90%, but no DNA database hits. An April 2025 YouTube doc by Nexpo, What Happened to the Sodder Children, garnered millions of views, theorizing electromagnetic interference, wiring sabotage, and linking to similar 1940s disappearances. Reddit threads in October 2025 debunked myths, but affirmed oddities like the buried heart, actually a beef liver per Maurice. West Virginia's Cold Case Unit, bolstered by 2024 funding, eyed the file but no active reopen. The Sodder Memorial, now a roadside plaque, draws true crime tourists, with ghost hunters reporting child apparitions at the site. Did they escape alive? If abducted, they'd be in their 80s, 90s now, possible descendants holding secrets. Or did the fire claim them, bones scattered by hasty searches? George's dying words, they didn't die in that fire. The Vanishing Act persists, a Christmas ghost story defying closure. If this left you questioning every flicker in the night, subscribe to Hidden Crime Stories for more enigmas that defy the grave. Abducted or ashes? What's your take? Comment below. Next, another holiday haunting. Stay alert, some fires hide deeper smokes.